Hey YouTubers, and welcome to Bevins Bricks. I'm Daryl, and today's video is about my city park that I've built. As you can see here in front of you, I have built a very large park, and if you've been following me along, you'll know that I intended on building a park across the street from my train station, and this is it. It is roughly 99% complete, and I'm going to touch on that in a minute as to why I say that. As you can see though in the picture, at least I hope, you can see that there's 4 entryways, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the reason that I've done that is because the street is going to be running along these 3 sides, so I wanted to have a street entrance on those 3 sides. And then I'm going to be building an apartment complex over on this side next to the park, so I want the people that live in the apartments to have a quick and easy access to the park as well. Now, what my thought process was while building this park is on this half of the park, I've made it all the vegetation, like where you have your walking paths so you can look at the different plants and critters that may be in the park. And then on this half of the park, I have done it to where I'm calling it the entertainment section, if you will, of the park. And what I mean by that is this front corner here is all picnic tables for people to come relax and have a nice little picnic if they want, or sit at the picnic tables and have their lunch while they watch their kids play in the park. And the play area is back over here. Now in that area I have a swing set, I have a merry-go-round, a slide, and a teeter-totter. So I've tried to include a bunch of little basic things that the kids could come and play with while the parents are over here sitting at the park, or the picnic table area. Now I'm going to spin this around just a little bit to give you a little better view. I do have a hot dog vendor in here selling hot dogs. And I will probably be adding a few more details to the park itself. One of the things I wanted to add is a ice cream sales place. And I also thought about adding a small clown and a balloon salesman, or make the clown the balloon salesman anyway. But as you can see with the park, I have swings. Let me kind of get a little bit closer there. The swings are all done with chain, so they do actually swing. The merry-go-round does spin, but I currently have the mother and daughter on it, so the mother's getting ready to push her little daughter on the merry-go-round. And I don't have anybody on the teeter-totter or the slide. Now this particular area, I wanted to make everything nice and shady and comfortable, so I've populated the whole park with a lot of trees. This particular area has the least amount of vegetation though, due to the fact that people will be running around and playing and such, so I didn't want to overpopulate it and overcrowd it. In the center of the park, you can clearly see that I have a nice little fountain on display, and I have a park bench, which you can't really see the 4th one. There you go, you can kind of see it now. I have a park bench facing from all 4 sides, so that way you can sit on the park bench and watch the water. As most people know, if you are in a park, you like to sit and watch the water flow, as it's very relaxing and soothing to sit and enjoy the water. Let me turn this around a little bit more so we can see a little more detail over here. I do have this placed on a board, and the reason is it's so big and it's actually kind of flimsy on the interior of it. I was afraid it would fall apart if I transported it without it being on the board. Something else you'll notice is that in all my previous videos I've made various different types of tree techniques, and I've tried to incorporate every tree technique I've used in this build. So that way you, my viewers, can see how you would group them all together to give you a nice forestry type look and setting. Something else I want to point out over here is me and my wife I have on a little picnic here. We both have our own little minifig, even though she really doesn't get on camera or anything. She still picked out her own minifig. As a matter of fact, we will get I hope that's a little bit better of a closer look, but like I said, we have a little blanket spread on the ground, getting ready to have our own little picnic with our little wine glasses and some cheese and apples on a plate. And this is, like I said, the vegetation portion of it. So I do have little paths going through the vegetation area, and I also have a little path on the back side as well. Now that I have the display spun around a little bit more, I want to get into why I said it's not 100% complete. And here is the reason. If you'll notice here, I have 2 different styles of table. Let me kind of pan back a little bit, or not table, pillar. On the pillar on the left here, I have a 2x2 round brick with a 1x1 round tile on top of it. And on this side, I just made it a completely flat surface. What my question to you, my viewers, is which one do you think's better? A, with the 2x2 brick and tile on top of it, or B, with just the flat top on it? I wanted to give everybody kind of an opinion in my build, so that way everybody can feel like they took part in the build itself as well. So again, if you could post in the comments below whether you like A or B better, When I actually have this fully finished and on display in my city, I will have it built with whatever I get the most responses from. And now I'm going to try and come in and get a little better view of what I'm calling the Britannica Garden area of the park, which is still vegetation. And like I said, there's a small walkway and pathway in there. The only tree, and I do want to point this out as well, if you look right here, there's one type of tree that I've never covered in any of my builds. And if anybody needs to know how to build that build, I would be happy to make a video on how to do that. And also, if you're curious as to how to do such thick vegetation with the plants, I can also show that in a video as well. And that'll be coming up soon if anybody is interested in trying to see how you would build that. But as you can see, to me, this is the most luscious and thick part of the vegetation of the park is back in here. I'm going to do one more quick pan over everything. And again, like I said, you can see that I have built every type of tree that I've made. I'm trying to give you a better bird's eye view of the entire build. Playground and everything. I will be adding more people to this as I go as well. This is the basic build for right now. Again, as I've also said before, I will be requesting if anybody wants to have their minifig in my city. I will be putting them on display, and this will be one of the many locations that you can say that you would like to have your figure on display. Anyway, I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. As always, I thank you for coming to Bevins Bricks, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment below, and don't forget to like and share. And we will see you next time on Bevins Bricks.